Hello everyone, Michael Jacobs, head golf professional from the Michael Jacobs Explosive Golf School. In a sand trap today. It's a beautiful day for the beach, so let's go over some ways for you to escape from a greenside sand trap. So we're going to use a technique here for a splash shot from a greenside sand shot. So what we like to do first, and I'm going to aim this way towards that other sand trap so you can see. I'll do the back view first, and then I'll do some from the forward view. What you'll notice is what we're looking to do is create an explosion in the sand to make the ball splash out. We're not trying to strike the sand, we're trying to make it more of an explosion type shot. So we're going to preset ourselves with a couple of different things when we're setting ourselves up. In a normal setup, when I take my normal setup with the sand wedge, now when you're getting a sand wedge, a matter of selection is very important. This is a special handmade sand wedge for me that has 59 degrees aloft and 4 degrees of bounce. Bounce means the deflection rate off the ground based on the sole of the club. It's something you should definitely research. It's something that we're going to talk more and more about on our website. But as of right now, let's just get to the technique. When taking a normal setup, normally when I'm hitting a sand wedge, the ball would be just forward of the middle. If I was hitting one from the grass, a pitch shot or a full shot, the ball would be just forward of the middle and my contact point would be the ball. But now I'm going to take my normal setup, like I'm hitting a normal shot, but now I'm going to make a couple of adjustments for hitting a greenside sand shot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the ball further forward in my setup. So the ball is going to be basically off my left foot, and now just in front of the middle is going to be my aim point in the sand, which is going to be 2 to 3 inches, maybe 4 inches behind the ball. It's a good distance behind the ball. Most people don't realize how far behind the ball they should actually be striking. Most people hit right next to the ball and end up adjusting the low point, having a tough time with distance control. So it's much further back than most people think. So I'm doing a normal setup, and I'm moving the ball further forward. The ball is going to be off my front foot, but now my attention is in the sand. I'm completely dismissing the ball. Now what I'm going to do just before I swing with my normal grip, I have my normal grip, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn my hand slightly so the face of the club lays back a little bit. So I'm taking a normal grip, I already have my grip, and then I'm going to open the face. A lot of people recommend opening the face, then taking your grip. When you do that, you scatter the club face sweet spot and left wrist alignment. Bad news. So what you want to do is you want to keep the back of the left hand and that club face in alignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my hands to lay the club back. When I do that, when I turn my hands to just lay the club back, now the face of my club is aimed to the right. So now I'm going to offset that by opening my body until the club aims straight again. So here's the steps. Normal setup for a normal shot. I'm going to move the ball further forward towards my left foot. My contact point, 2 to 3, 4 inches behind. That's going to be my attention. That's what's going to be just forward of the middle of my body now. Just before I swing, I'm going to turn my hands to lay the club back. If I want to hit a super high shot, I'm going to lay the club back and turn my hands a lot. For a conventional shot here, just a normal shot, I'm going to turn and lay my club back a little bit, and then I'm going to open my body till it points straight again. So that's setting up for sand shot success. Let's talk about the swing now. When we're talking about the swing, I've made the adjustments in my setup to where I turn the face and then open my body. Now my body lines are set on a outside to in path of the club. So when I'm making my swing now, I'm going to swing with my body, which relative to the ball flight line is across, right? That's going to be counteracted by the way that the club face was laid back. So I'm going to totally dismiss that club face. I'm completely dismissing the club face. I'm just staying submerged in making the stroke on my body line. So I'm swinging with my body. Now here's the big key. Here is your big key. My body pivot is going to work with my body line. So it's going to feel like to you, you're cutting across the ball with your body pivot. So if I had one piece of advice for you, it would be to really focus in on how it's going to be your body pivot that's going to cut across as I completely ignore the club face. So the club face is going to be preset, and then I'm going to cut it with my body lines as I ignore the club face. For me, 4 degrees of bounce is perfect. Let's show you a couple little alternate techniques for a specialty sand shot. The ball's sitting down in a bad lie. It happens a couple times a year when you're out there and you're playing. In a normal technique, we would have turned and laid the face back and then adjusted our body. We could still do that here. Or if it's real bad and we have some room to run, what we could do just before we swing is we make the same adjustments, except we could turn the face down a little bit and then feel like we're hitting down on the shot to get it to run out. So that's a good little way to get it out of the sand. Distance control in the sand. When we're making our stroke, let's talk more about the full swing here when we're making these sand shots. So we know the technique. Now, how hard do we swing? How big do we swing? You're going to, for a standard shot, going to make a big swing, a full swing, to where it goes over your right shoulder to over your left shoulder, feeling like you're cutting it with your body as you ignore the face. And there's going to be a no swivel feel. So in these types of shots, you're going to feel a no swivel feel of the left hand. Now, if you want, that would give you a standard greenside shot. Now, when you have that awkward little 30, 40 yard sand shot, you could use your sand wedge, you could use a pitching wedge, and you could do the same technique, except now you can add a full roll swivel to the shot. So I added a full roll swivel to that shot, and I got 20 or 30 yards out of it. A good way to see this happen, I'm going to do this towards the camera. If I do a standard greenside sand shot with no swivel, the sand goes a short distance. You can see that the sand is coming up just short of the camera. If I do a full swivel now, a full swivel sand shot, you can see that the sand went over the camera. So on a full swivel sand shot, you can see how much further the sand goes as it went over the camera, versus a no swivel, you can see it would come up just short of the camera. So how much swivel you do, how much club face rotation there is will control the distance. That's how you hit that 30 or 40 yard sand shot. These are all little basic ideas to help you with the sand. Hope this starts up a discussion where we can get into more details. If you have any questions, type them in on the website. We'll help you out. Hope you enjoyed the sand trap video tip. Michael Jacobs from the Michael Jacobs Explosive Golf School. Thank you.